What's going on, you guys? Alright, so we're at part 2 of the walkthrough, and before we get started, I know I had a bunch of people find out that I had started over on PC, and they decided to just throw some stuff my way. So, just in being transparent with you guys as far as to, like, what's going on with everything here, I specifically, like, had mentioned if anybody wants to get me anything, don't get me stuff that I have to go get for this series. So basically, everything that's being gifted to me, it's really not that big of a deal. Whether you guys have it right now or not, this is just going to help me progress through this series a lot faster. So, first is from the Cyan Nerd. Cyan Nerd, thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate this. I don't think you guys realize how much this helps. I'm trying to open it, but it's not doing it. Maybe I need my mouse. Okay, so cool. Forma. We're going to get into what this is all about as soon as I get my Warframe over here, Excalibur, leveled for the first time. Then we'll get into what Forma is all about. So that's cool that we got one of those already. Thank you, Cyan Nerd. Appreciate that. Next thing we're going to take a look at is from GZ Joshua. Josh got an Orokin reactor. So this is a big deal. This is cool. We would have wind up getting this anyway when the Void Trader comes around because not the Void Trader, but typically once every 2 weeks there's an alert that pops up because the Warframe developers had a dev stream, and you guys can watch the dev streams, learn a lot about what the new changes coming to Warframe are going to be. As you guys know, Warframe is a permanent beta, so it always goes through changes. It's just the way that it works. Warframe is always a permanent beta, so you guys can watch those dev streams, and typically afterwards, you know, they give out like little missions we can do for reactors and stuff. So we're going to take a look at this. This, I believe, is another reactor. Ooh, a catalyst. Okay, cool. So, reactors go on your warframes, and catalysts go on your weapons. You can't screw it up. Like, once I show you guys how it all works. It's impossible to screw it up. All you gotta know is, catalysts are weapons, reactors are for warframes. And basically, they're gonna double my capacity, so I can fit, you know, like, we'll get into that. They're basically just gonna double my capacity, so I can have twice the amount on my warframe or weapon. And let's see, another one, we have a reactor. Cool. So these are really important, and that's really awesome. Thank you, Zolo. I really do appreciate that. And now we have a message from Darvo. Here's a reactor. Says something about
friends. Smell that?
Merchandise.
That's the final shipment of unsold.
Okay, so basically all that was about was every so often in the game there are going to be sales that happen and stuff, and you're going to get emails in your inbox from Warframe itself, or from Darvo, or from whoever it might, you know, be related to, whatever it's all about. So that's not that big of a deal. Really, you didn't have to know that. That'll just pop up automatically when you know, sign in. So let's say Kuro wound up getting Warframe slots. Awesome. This is cool. This is stuff you can't farm. This is stuff that I'd ultimately be teaching you guys how to make in the future. I've already taught you guys how to make this in my Platinum series. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out. You guys are going to learn how to make Platinum, so you can buy things like more Warframe slots, so you guys can hold more Warframes. Now, this is awesome because this is just going to help me speed this series up. So, basically just going to keep going ahead and unlocking these Warframe slots. I'm pretty sure they're all Warframe slots. So, you know what? I'm going to go back and open them later. Kuro, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And let's get started with this series. So, we're going to go into the first mission, and we're going to get this started. Right now, really all you guys want to know is if I jump up and I hold the aim button, I can glide in the air and basically shoot while I'm gliding in the air. I can, like, aim at stuff. So that's important to know. If you slide and use your melee and you do like a spin attack, that generally does a lot more damage than just regular melee attacks. Just little extra stuffs for you guys to know. So this, don't want to walk through this. It will drain all of my energy, and that would be a terrible, terrible thing. Now this is a little secret that I know about. I don't know if you guys would have picked up on that, but whenever you see this tile set, this is always going to make your life a million times easier. So we're just going to basically get ourselves in here. Now I'm in this room that we had to hack our way into, but I just kind of quick found my way through.
Excellent work. A clean
Okay, cool.
extraction with no alarms. This segment is yours.
So basically that's it. And this is amazing. I'm barely getting anything. It's probably because I'm not killing anything either. But you know what? We're going to get some experience for completing the level. Awesome. Thank you. Hornet Strike, Serration, and Pressure Point are the 3 most important mods that I could have gotten right now. So, Pressure Point is the... Oh, and they're all damaged. That's a bummer. Alright, so these aren't that important anymore. You can tell they're damaged because they have a crack in them. These mods are cracked. They're damaged mods, so they're not that big of a deal. But basically, if we take a look at this, it says... yeah, damaged, damaged. Like, see where it says right here, damaged... That means it's not a good mod. So, but for now, I don't have any of the other ones. I don't have the better ones. So I'm putting this on anyway. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to make this mod... I'm not going to make these mods stronger because ultimately they're not what I'm looking for. Because they're damaged. If you ever see a damaged mod, it says damaged right there, it's garbage. Unless you don't have its, you know, counterpart, then you can wear it until you get its counterpart. Like it's... You know, like the actual Hornet Strike that doesn't say damaged. When I get the actual Hornet Strike, it's going to be perfect. But just so you guys are aware, you don't really want to waste your endo and start upgrading these mods because they're basically broken. They're not going to give you that high of stats or anything like that. So the other ones are a lot better that you can get in the future. Now, we want to...
recovered a segment. Install it now. Orders patiently awaits its installation.
So yeah, we want to install this segment right here.
Communications online. I must analyze what Vor's Ascaris is doing to Warframe. This technology is beyond the Grenier. It must be Corpus in origin.
So, okay, that's awesome. We have the market now.
I suppose.
We have the Codex now. That's great. What else? Did that unlock anything else? Foundry. Nope, that requires a segment. That requires a segment.
The operator may now contact black market scumbags. Contact arms dealers.
Okay, if you guys have been following my trade series, then he definitely was referring to the trade chat over here when he says black market scumbags. That is hysterical.
You see what Ordis is referring to, operator?
Oh my god.
In this case, compensation will not be credits. It will be freedom. I've updated navigation. You will need to break him out of a Grenier gulag.
Okay, so now what we want to do is, since we have our codex unlocked, I'm going to show you guys how to tell where you're at. So basically, we're in quest right now, and this is the only one that we have available. If you guys ever get lost and you're not sure what to do after that first mission, you guys can just go to the codex. Now, I'm going to click on Vor's Prize. It's the only one that isn't staticky. You guys can see all these are like staticky, you can't tell. Like what the picture is, but this one's clear, so that means we have it. I'm clicking on it, and it says that I already restored the ship comms. Now we gotta liberate the imprisoned arms dealer, so we're gonna go do that really quick, and we're gonna progress a little bit more. So I'm gonna go over here to my navigation system, and I'm gonna hit my right bumper, or you could just use the mouse and go up here to click on this thing, and once we do that, we're going to click on this, and it's going to start us up on our next mission, so the next thing that we have to do. Which, if you guys can see right here, it's literally the next thing from what we just did. It's basically following a little order there, so you guys have an idea as to, like, you know, what's next, if you ever get stuck. You guys see the top right of my screen where it says 200% and it's got that ticker right there? That is the stealth multiplier that I was telling you guys about. So this is getting me a lot of points. Now the multiplier is at 300%. I believe it goes up to 5, and then it'll just keep continuing at 5. Fuck. But ultimately, that's what we want to be doing. We want to keep that stealth multiplier going, and not do what I just did and screw it all up. But basically, that's going to help you guys level up a lot faster. Alright, well, you're tough, so what we want to do with tough enemies is we want to knock them down. Just like that. And when they get back up again, you just want to knock them down again. Simple. Alright, so basically that's it. Now we got one of these to hack. And it's gonna bust open this door, which we're gonna get in here.
Search these cells for Darbo. He has to be here somewhere.
Alright, cool. Life made easy. So now we're gonna try and rescue Darbo, find the right cell.
I owe you for this, General. I will give my entourage.
Now, you can give... I can give him my secondary weapon, and I will for now, because I'm not really paying attention to using it.
Remember,
But in the future, when I get good stuff, I'm not gonna give them my weapons.
alive.
For the most part. I mean, you can, it's probably not a bad idea. I just personally don't, because if I give him my secondary and then I get downed, I can't kind of clear the area from all the enemies coming at me since I got downed. That's really a personal preference thing, though. If you guys want to give him your secondary weapons, go for it. It's totally up to you. It's not really going to make too much of a difference.
Now the Ascaris has burrowed deep enough to give me influence. Shall we see how your shields work?
The Ascaris is letting Vor control your shield. We must figure out how to remove it. Avoid taking damage while I try and block him.
Oh no! They're dropping a pizza again! Okay, so I know there's a Korea over here, but I'm playing solo, and I couldn't even get that far to be able to show you guys. So these mods are amazing. Continuity is going to increase the power duration of my Warframe, and this is going to increase the power strength of my Warframe. However, as you guys saw in the previous video, these are also damaged. Now, we're going to probably just continue to get damaged mods, because these are the first few missions of the game, but sooner or later, we're going to want mods that look just like these. Even Stretch, this is great. This is for power range. Vitality, this is damaged. Reflection, this is damaged. Yeah, all this stuff is great. These are all great, but they're the damaged versions, and we don't want them. We want the regular versions of these things. So, that's all good and gravy, but I'm going to throw these on anyway and kind of show you guys, like, you know, what they're all about.
I see the operator can enable the mod segment now.
So we can enable the mod segment. Let's do that.
To upgrade your arsenal. May I recommend Fire?
So that's all we do. We're going to walk over here to the mod segment, and we're going to plug that in, and it's going to give us our mod segment, which is cool.
I've linked the mod segment to your arsenal now. No need to thank me.
Upgrade your Warframe now.
Go to the arsenal to see the weapon upgrade options you have.
So you guys, we're jumping over to my Xbox account so I can teach you guys a little bit better about the mods and how to mod your Warframes and what they all mean and how it all works and everything like that. So we're going to take a look at, this is just Valkyr, it's all going to be the same what I'm teaching you guys, whatever Warframe you pick, but we're going to go into the upgrade part and we're going to take a look at the mods that we have available and basically just how all this is broken down and stuff like that. So I'm going to see if I can find a slot, perfect, that has nothing on it. So basically, if you guys take a look, the first slot right here that we're on the top left, this is an aura slot. And aura slots are basically like, you can add different auras to your Warframes. Those are important mods. A lot of the times you get them from alerts and stuff like that. But they're very important. Now, the aura mods, what they generally do, let's take a look at this. You guys see at the top of this aura slot, at the top right, there is a V-looking symbol. That's your polarity. So basically what you guys want to do is you want to notice that a lot of these mods have different polarities, but I can't just put any mod up in this aura slot right here. I have to put aura mods in this slot. So I'll go over here to aura, and I'll do stuff like corrosive projection, energy siphon, growing power, just anything that's really going to have the same polarity is ideally what I want to put on there. As you guys play through the game and you get a little bit better at understanding what's going on, you don't always have to do that, but here's the reason why you want to get into the habit of doing that, matching polarities, is because that polarity is actually going to make or break the amount of capacity that I have right now. So if I take a V slot that's worth 7, and it says 7 right there with a V next to it, and I put it in that aura slot, it's going to boost it up to 14, which basically, the aura slot is the only one that does this as far as your capacity goes. If you guys look at the stats on the left of the screen, at the very top, it says capacity, 74 out of 74. What that basically means is that's the room that I have to play around with putting mods on my Warframes. So, you guys remember before I talked about Forma, I got it as a gift earlier in this episode, and you guys were able to see that Forma. Basically, what I would do is, when my Warframe is completely maxed out, and he's like level 30, or she's level 30, I can go over here to this option right here, which is polarized. and this is where the formulas come in. So I would click on this, and I can click any one of these slots, even the ones that I already have polarities on. I could pick any one of these, and I could basically program it to change to whatever polarity that it is I'm looking to throw on it. But I don't want to do that because I already am happy with where my Valkyrie is, so I don't want to do that right now. But ultimately, all you guys have to know is that once you put a polarity on here, you will ideally be increasing the amount of capacity that you can have if you are matching your mods. So you basically, it'll let you put more mods on your Warframes. It'll let you put stronger mods on your Warframes and stuff like that. So I don't want to do that just now, but all you guys have to know is that if you ever form a Warframe or weapon, you will have to rank that Warframe or weapon up all like from scratch again. So just keep that in mind. Your Warframe's not going to be at level 30 anymore. It'll go back to 0 and you have to re-rank it up. Is it worth doing it? 100% yes. It is absolutely worth doing it every time you want to form a Warframe or a weapon. Just to rank it back up. You guys will see once you get it back up, the little differences here and there. And it really does make a big difference. So that's just the aura slot that we took a look at. Let's take a look at what happens if we put the wrong polarity on. So if I put a D polarity here, and I put it, you guys see it's red already. It's already like, I don't want it. So if I go to put it on here, oh, by the way, without any mods on, my capacity is 60 out of 60. Normally, you guys are going to wind up seeing 30 out of 30, but also earlier in this video, how I got that reactor that I told you goes on Warframes, that's why I now have 60 out of 60 capacity. If let me do it. If we click this button again, it says right there, the second thing over, which I can't click anymore, it says, or a Roken reactor installed already. That's what you guys have the ability to do for every Warframe weapon. You can only do it once. It will only double the capacity once, but it is absolutely worth it for Warframes and weapons that you really love using. So definitely want to do that. But let's see what happens if I put the wrong polarity on here. It basically is not going to go to 74 capacity like it did before. When I matched the polarities, it's going to go to 65 because, one, this aura mod right here is worth 7, so I'm going to basically lose 2 points off of a 7 aura mod, and I'm not going to get the most out of it, which is why I'm trying to teach you guys to stay away from doing this. If later on in the game, like I said, you guys understand how this all works and you're doing it intentionally for whatever reason, then cool, but for now, don't get into the habit of mismatching polarities. You definitely don't want to do that. So we're going to basically that's all I really wanted to show you. And then here we have our Exilus slots. Exilus slots are going to be locked, and you're going to have to go to Cephalon Samaris. You're going to have to go to Cephalon Samaris in the future in the relay. You're going to have to talk to him. You get a bunch of standing together, which is, we'll go over that in the future. And you'll be able to get yourself from Cephalon Samaris Exilus adapters, which will unlock these slots. You don't have to buy them if you don't want to, but basically that's all that really is. So really all you guys need to know is just match the polarities and stuff. Aura mods are the only ones that you can't put anywhere else other than an aura slot. But if I go to any of these other mods right here, I can throw this on here, I can throw, let's see, that's another V, I can throw this on right here, which, let's see, Prime Flow is going to go on a dash. But you guys can basically see how it's all matching up. And, like, let's say this one is a 14. It takes up 14 space right now. If I put this over on here, it cuts it in half. So it actually takes up less. So the aura is going to increase the amount of capacity that you have, which is important to put an aura mod on your Warframes or your Warframes. And right here for the rest of the build, this is another reason why it's important to match stuff up. Instead of this taking up 14 capacity, like if I put it on something else other than that, I lose 14, but if I move it down here, I only lose 7. So it's really important to know to match your polarities and stuff. Just obviously I feel like you guys can see why it's really important, but really that's about it. That's why it's important to be matching your polarities and basically how it makes sense to be modding your Warframes and weapons. So hopefully you guys understood that, and it basically just me showing you what's up. And right now we're at the point of the game on our PC account where it doesn't really matter. We have damage mods. They're not that big of a deal. But ultimately, we want to get mods that are not damaged. I know we picked up a continuity before, but this is what the actual one looks like. And you guys can see that right there. So we basically want to get mods that are not damaged, and that's what we want to be using to build our Warframe. So for now, let's jump over to the PC account again. Now we're going to have to get something to unlock this. That's got to be unlocked. And it looks like the next thing we have here is perfect for the Foundry segment. So this is an Exterminate, Grenier, gonna do this. And what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try my best to do this mission entirely stealth. because then I get the stealth multiplier, I get all those bonuses, and that's going to help me level up my Warframe a lot faster. So we got another damaged mod over here. I'm just excited we finally got a mod that isn't damaged. Very excited about that. So I can basically show you guys how to start like increasing the strength of your mods, which ultimately is going to increase the strength of you as a player. It's not your skill in this game, which is really important to know. It's how strong your mods are. So you guys, we've jumped back over to Xbox, and I'm just going to show you guys how all this works, this mod, this fusion segment, and all this sort of stuff. So basically what we're going to do is you guys are going to have mods, particularly the ones that are not damaged. When you get those, you're going to take those mods, and right here, if you guys look at the top left of this of the mod, it says 7, and it has like the little duplicate mod symbol. Basically, that's how many mods or how many extras of these I have. I have like 32 of these, but we're basically just going to take this mod. We're going to select one of them, and we're going to put it all the way up over here on the left to start fusion into selected mod. So basically, I want you guys to take a look at the top left of the screen now. It says sprint speed, armor, and then drain, right? That's what the mod is right now without, you know, any buff to it, like without any increase in its stats and stuff. So we're basically going to bump her over, and we're going to increase the stats here. And basically just increase this up. So the maxed rank of this mod is basically going to go from a sprint speed of plus 2.5 to plus 15%. In the long run, that makes a big deal, and it's really smart to max all of your mods out. But as you guys are playing through the game, especially in the beginning, max them out like one at a time. You guys want to keep your mods all balanced and stuff. Like, you don't want to have just one mod that's super maxed out and then have the rest of the mods not maxed at all, or like, you know, you haven't even started working on them yet, because this is all going to cost you fusion. I mean, it's all going to cost you endo, and it's all going to cost you credits. So if you look over at the right of the screen where it says rank 1 fusion cost, so it's 30 endo and it's 1400 credits. If I bump this over to rank 2, it's going to cost me 90 endo and 4300 credits, and it's just basically just going to keep going up. Now, the big thing for you guys to know is that typically the closer you get to maxing it out, the way more it's going to cost. Like, for example, this goes from rank 4 to a rank 5, from 450 endo to 930 endo. That is a huge increase in what it's going to cost you to get these mods maxed out, which is why it's really smart for you guys to do them a little at a time as you guys get these mods and you're going through the beginning of the game. Once you get later on in the game and, you know, like, you're just really good at it, you can farm yourself, or you can farm with groups of people, or whatever it is, and you just have loads of endo and loads of credits, then you could start maxing out all of these mods and kind of finishing off, you know, like the rest of them, just to make them as powerful as possible. So every mod is going to be different. This is only a 5 spot. As you guys can see, this only goes up to a rank 5 based off of these little dots here. Let's pick another one so you guys can take a look at what that looks like. This one's only a 3 spot. It's a gold. The color is going to make a difference too. So let's take a look at here. This is a 5 spot bronze. Okay, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to put this in there, and we're going to start ranking this up. As you guys can see, the total cost of this to get it all the way to the end as a bronze mod, and with only rank 5, it's only 310 endo. But as you guys remember with the gold one, it was like 930 or 940 or whatever it was. It was just a lot more endo because that mod was gold. So you guys need to keep that in mind as you guys are ranking your mods up and everything. You just want to do it a little bit at a time. You don't really want to like, you know, max everything out completely, because you want to balance stuff. You want to balance all these mods out, because they're going to balance you out, and they're going to make your game a lot easier to get through if you're doing it that way. So basically, that's all you guys really have to know about how to increase your mods, and you can do this from your arsenal too. So I'll show you guys that really quick. When you guys are in your arsenal and you're looking, you know, at your upgrades, or you're looking at your mods and stuff like that, at least on Xbox, I have the ability to hit the X button. If you look at the bottom right of the screen. I'm not sure what it's going to be on PC, but if I hit the X button here, it takes me immediately into my, my, like, you know, Foundry fusion segment or whatever it is, and all I really have to do is just click a mod, put it up here, and basically I can increase the rank of it. Now, just a side note, not every mod you're going to want to max all the way. Fleeting Expertise is one of those. I have multiple Fleeting Expertise because depending on the Warframe that I'm using, I don't always want to have a maxed Fleeting Expertise on here. There are certain scenarios where it will hurt you to do that. But that's not most of the mods. In fact, all of the mods that you guys saw that I collected already so far in this series, every one of those mods you guys can max out, and you don't have to worry about them not being maxed. But certain mods like Fleeting Expertise, Blind Rage, Narrow-Minded, just mods like that, we'll get to that in the future. Those particular mods, you don't want to necessarily worry about maxing out. Also, you're not going to pick these mods up just playing through the game normally. The ones that you don't necessarily want to max out, there's going to be a thing you do called vault runs, and we'll get into that in a later episode of the series. But here, like Narrow-Minded, basically the way you can tell is it's a corrupted mod because it has a positive and a negative effect on the mod. So the ones with positive and negative effects, you don't always want to have maxed out versions of. Like, I have a maxed out version of this corrupted mod, but I also have another duplicate of it that's not completely maxed out. So you guys, the corrupted mods, we'll get into that much later in the series, or you guys could even watch a video I already made on how to do corrupted mods. But for now, don't worry about these mods. They're corrupted. You're not going to get them for a little while in the game, and these are the ones that you don't necessarily want to max out. But everything else that you have, you definitely do want to max out. So let's jump back over to PC. And here we have our install Fusion segments. Awesome. So now we're going to go in here. I'm going to show you guys this really quick.
Here, the operator will craft many powerful weapons and tools to exact revenge for dismantling me. To expand your arsenal.
So if you guys remember from the first episode, I got this as a daily login reward. So it's a blueprint, basically, and we need these resources. I need Rubido, Morphix, Alloy Plate, and Ferrite. Once I have enough, like right now I have 118 Rubido out of 400. Once I have 400 out of 400, once I have 3 out of 3, you know, 12 out of 12, 500 out of 500, I'll be able to build this, and then it'll take 12 hours right here to build, on top of it costing 30,000 endo credits right here, which you're kind of in my way, face, you bastard Darvo. Anyway, so I got 30,000 credits in 12 hours once this is ready to go. I mean, I have to use 30,000 credits or whatever in 12 hours. But anyway, that's what's up. So you guys understand how that works, and you guys can kind of just sift through this. This is going to have a lot more options as you guys get more stuff that you have in the game that you can build and all that wonderfulness. So for now, that's really about it. That's what the Foundry's for. It's for building all this sort of stuff. I highly recommend you guys get this app called Warframe, Warframe Alerts, or the Warframe app. And basically what you guys are going to be able to do when you guys get that is you're going to be able to have it tell you when certain alerts pop up. So if we go to like our navigational system, which we haven't gotten there yet, but we're eventually going to get a tab up here that's an alerts tab. And it's going to be just cool stuff that we're going to wind up needing in the future anyway. That app is huge because it's going to let you know 5 minutes before anything happens. So if you're not playing Warframe, but you're like, I need that part. Like, I definitely, when next time I play that game, I have to go get that part. You can just have that app tell you when those things are going to pop up. So then you could just sign into Warframe and go get them. Because then you'll know. You know, like, you won't have to worry about missing it or anything like that. Because, that is a huge possibility that you guys can miss all that. But for now, I'm going to end it right here. If you guys have any questions or anything, you guys can hit me up on Twitter or leave comments in the comment section down below. Twitter probably be your best bet because I don't know when you'll see this. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to go ahead and run ahead in the series, go for it. But part 3 is on the way, and I will see you guys in that one.